Hi, Bright Lights. Welcome and thank you for being here. My name is Tina, and in today's video, we are going to take a look at the rest of the energy for the month of July. I know it is July 5th already. We're over half the year. I hope it's been an amazing ride for you and not too challenging. Although I have some suspicions that it probably has been quite challenging, being that we're in a 9 year, as I had always talk about. But let's get right into it. So I'm going to go over July, the energy as it pertains to the soul contract. And then I might actually pull a couple of cards. We'll see how long it takes me to get through my little spiel here. And we'll see where we're at and how this unfolds. So I kind of just let the guides help me through it, and we will move ahead accordingly. So I wore my AC/DC shirt because you see the lightning bolt on there. And it's going to be a very electrical month because this month, July, which is the seven, in the soul contract is a numerology system, but it is also tied to planets and it is also tied to the planet Gemini. So the theme for the energy this month is going to be thunder and lightning. And I did get a song by my guides for this particular video. We're going to talk a little bit about those lyrics and kind of the symbolism behind them. But the song is Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. Because July being the number 7 month in the soul contract is tied to the heart. And the lesson that will be showcased here is about healing the heart and learning to live from the heart, which, in my opinion, is one of the truest definitions of what spirituality actually is. It's that heart-brain coherence. And I always, when people ask me about this change that I've had with spirituality, I always explain to people that from my perspective, spirituality isn't really religion. It's actually living from the heart and your passions from the heart. So, what can we expect this month as far as opportunities go as we're relating to how it's kind of tied to how comfortable you are coming out into the world and expressing your dreams. Who are you really? The heart is tied to your dreams, and the universe is going to push you this month in order to get you into a more authentic place so that you can start to make decisions that are about you manifesting your dreams. If you're in a place where you're hiding and not expressing yourself authentically, expect things to get a little difficult and uncomfortable for you for the rest of the month. And I really wanted to get this video out before the 7th because especially after the 7th, Uranus is entering Gemini on that date, and that is going to shake things up for everyone, especially those that are trying to hang on to what no longer serves them. And when Uranus shows up, it's very electrical, like my lightning bolt. It's like lightning, it strikes quick and then it retreats. It's a very unpredictable energy, so watch out for additional drama and overreactions as things start to crumble for some people because this is a 9 year. That energy is going to be quite powerful as it encourages people to break out of the old patterns and structures. And those that want to stay where they are, they're definitely going to create a lot of noise because it's going to get, like I had said, very uncomfortable if you're trying to hang on to the old. This is all about shaking you up, getting you out of your rut, getting you out of things that aren't good for you, your addiction, so you can see things hitting you really hard that maybe they normally hadn't in the past. So, this applies to everyone, even if you don't have a 7 in your soul chart. But it can also be very powerful if you do and you want to harness this energy. It's, a lot of energy about versatility, adaptability, making good decisions, coming out into action as well. And so it's really would be a good idea if you keep track of what happens to you for the rest of this month and next month, because these themes are going to repeat on and off over the next several years. So you can kind of get an understanding of where the universe is trying to take you, what themes crop up for you over these next several months. And I also wanted to say that Uranus represents the number 21. And I have two of those in my soul contract. So I can expect some big shakeups. This is about a lot of change, a lot of pushing you into the right direction. And I was already starting to feel this from some old family drama that had cropped up in June. And I'm kind of expecting that some things to unfold in July in my career and some other things as well. Now, we're not going to really know. This is about surprise. And because it's going to come from a lot of things that are hidden. And like I said, none of us are going to be immune from it because the universe is asking us to go big or stay home. and and actually you can't do that because hiding isn't going to help you. And that seven energy wants you kind of want to hide from the world, or you want to show up in a way that you think others want you to show up as. It's like taking on personas and having that private you and the public you. And the universe is going, we don't want that. We want more authenticity. We want more realness from people. We want people to see you as you really are. And so that's why it's going to get very uncomfortable for a lot of us that tend to try to be people pleasing and try to um, do things that maybe we think is making us comfortable, or we're trying to make other people comfortable. And that's not going to work as well for the rest of this month. So I'll be wondering how you guys are going to be doing. So please come back to this video or let me know if you're starting to see some of this play out already. I would be very interested in hearing from you. Um, but again, the rest of this month can be a great time for planning creative projects or adventures with others, as it's perfect for connecting. But be careful about who you are connecting with, because it's important to connect with those that are very supportive and understanding of you. Because again, this is about coming into the world as your authentic self. And if you don't feel safe to do it with those people you're surrounding yourself with, it'll be, it makes it just that much harder. And so you want to make sure of who you're surrounding yourself with. And maybe some of that will come to light, that people that you thought did have your back, there's going to be some crumbling that's going to happen. I also want to caution you about sharing your visions and dreams with others, especially those that are not 100% supportive, because you could be actually self-sabotaging yourself to do so, because their energy can throw you off your dreams and make them seem silly or unattainable. And I want to read some of these lyrics in the song that was given to me for the representation of this month. So you can kind of I kind of interpret it in the way that I want to, but I'll put the lyrics in the description box and please read them. I'm going to read some of them to you now. But how is this going to affect you, and what are you seeing in these lyrics for you? Because it's going to obviously pertain to a lot of different scenarios. And so, again, this song is Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, and it's, the first lyrics are, now here you go again. You say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? It's only right that you should play the way you feel it, but listen carefully to the sound of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. Remember the heartbeat, the heart, and the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost, and what you had and what you lost. And so here we're kind of talking about, how do we get to freedom, right? The July is always about freedom for us in the US because it's tied to Independence Day, and we think, oh, we're such a free society. Freedom really comes from that aspect of yourself that is authentic. That's where true freedom lies. And and it's about, who am I to keep you down? Play the way you feel it. but listen carefully to the sound. And that's, are you doing things out of loneliness, out of, being afraid of being alone and things like that. So it wants you to really go a little deeper on that to find out maybe where your crutch is, maybe where you're hiding yourself because of this fear. But then it goes into, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. That's a little bit of a warning. And they say women, they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you'll know. So it's again about that cleansing yourself, and and we're going to see that in some stormy weather, whether that's drama, whether that's literal weather. It was just the 4th of July, and we had this unbelievable storm come through with all this lightning, and it really was quite spectacular. But there's this other part of the song I really wanted to talk about as well. And it's now here I go again. I see the crystal visions. I keep my visions to myself. It's only me who wants to wrap around your dreams. And have you any dreams you'd like to sell? And then they go back into that dreams of loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. So again, it's about reflecting on things and what are your dreams and what's blocking those dreams. And that's kind of how I was getting it, and how reflecting and maybe some nostalgia and some cleansing, some crying, some purifying, you know, letting that thunder come up, and maybe thunder coming up in your life that's going to make you have a good cry or a good breakdown again. But that's all that clearing and cleansing energy. So I don't want anybody to feel like this is going to be horrible. This is all really good, wonderful energy, because Gemini is reflective of the twin energy. And be careful of those two-faced, manipulative, and controlling people this month. You may become awakened to people that you hadn't previously been totally aware of, whether that's family, friends, bosses. So you're going to get some definitely epiphanies. Pay attention, write down, like I said, what's going on, what themes are coming up for you. And with some good reflection, you can come to some finality on any problems or obstacles in your life this month. So just be open to going really deep. Don't try to overthink any of this. This is not about control. Seven's like that. Seven also has this controlling energy about it. And you don't want to get in that energy. You want to allow. You really want to allow, because again, it's going to show up where you're trying to over control things. That's where things are going to kind of break down. And so it's about you getting back into the flow. It's also about connecting with others that can help you. And because that makes us stronger, and being open to new ideas and new ways of doing things. Um, and so again, if you're not sure about what your dreams are because you've been so bogged down your whole life with responsibilities and everyone else's needs, please ask the universe to show you the way back to your dreams. This is a perfect month to do that. Just asking for a reminder can be so helpful, because your guides are always waiting for you to call on them and waiting for your direction. So let's pull a few cards to see what maybe the guides and angels want to bring up. So let's see what they have to say. This is exactly what we were talking about. I love this. This is a beautiful card. This is very fire, very rainbowish energy, but he's got this almost like an electric arrow, and it's about take charge and action. This is a decisive month. This is really you starting to plan, but to take those steps, the action steps as well. We're going to have some retrograde energy too, so there's going to be a good time to reflect as well. It's not necessarily a great time to start something you've never started. It's that time for strategizing, building the dream, but taking those small action steps towards your dreams. And I want to see who's supporting us from the keepers of the light. Um, oh, and I've got, I think this has come out before. Isis energy, magic manifesting your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. This is all about conscious manifestation using that Uranus electrical energy and the Gemini energy of the dreams. Oh, that, because Uranus is all about change and surprising change. So a lot of big things can happen this month to start heading you in that right directions. And I love Isis energy because that is really all about, you can see that. And I just want to show you that one more time about this crown chakra energy and kind of the hawk, which is all about holding your vision. And we've got the third eye here. She's got it down here almost at her throat chakra. But yeah, we want to believe in magic this month. If ever there was a time for you to believe in magic, it should be this much. And so, yes, beautiful, beautiful energy. Here we've got this almost like a compass here, but it's beginnings. It's all about East energy, and that is all about new beginnings. East, facing the East, do your meditations, face the East. That is about bringing in the new. We want to allow the new in. We don't want to over control anything. We want to get in with the flow of it. And here is a breakthroughs are coming in. This is very, three is all about master teacher energy. So it's gurus show up. It's uh, learning new things, like becoming a master at something that you've always wanted to do, doing that extra research. And it's Mars energy. So it's again, action oriented, passion, beautiful energy. And I love all this because it's got all of this like stardust energy, sprinkling down, which is all part of my whole alignment keys, is that kind of opening to the magic, finding your keys to open that magical door. And so we are definitely uh heading. I did want to pull though of the hidden realms. I wanted to get a card, because things with sevens can be very hidden. Sevens are definitely, there's a hiding going on. Sevens, they like to hide. So that energy can be a little bit of a reluctance here. So the River Queen comes up. And this, is all about flow, just like we were talking about, letting go and natural movement. And so we have kind of this mermaid energy coming up out of the water. And this is a 36 here. Again, we have another three and a six for creativity, and they add nine, which is a 9 year, very, very powerful year. So, and she's kind of holding her head up. So she's, again, it's like raising up. Come on, here I am. Here's the real me. Take it or leave it. So that's what I'm getting from the River Queen. And I also wanted to go to the Rose Oracle, the softer energy, and see what we got there. The second bloom, second chance, new possibility. So this is also going back to, remember I said a little bit of reflection. So it's time to maybe pick up, something that didn't work out for you before. So it's time to put a new, more authentic spin on it. That's what I'm hearing, because there's new possibilities, there's new energy. This, electrical energy is also tied to the mind. So this is genius energy. This is why I'm kind of very excited to bring this out today. And this is somebody coming up, blooming out of this rose. Again, this is such great energy. I want everybody to be aware of it so that they know, it's not about fearing these, this lightning and thunder. It's not about that at all. It's knowing this is coming and anticipating the excitement of it, because it doesn't necessarily mean bad things. I'm talking about people who are really stuck in old patterns and old bad behavior. This can really shake things up, where you're going to see, people have heart conditions crop up, or um, they're going to have a lot of, could be mental issues crop up, or people could really lose reality. So again, but that's all about the universe trying to, again, work with you. And this is never about punishment or reward or anything like that. The universe is always trying to get us to the next highest step. And so sometimes that can push people to different plateaus. And of course, we want to maintain some sense of reality, because sevens are tied to being in dreamland, but we don't, that not as an escapism. So that's another thing that they want me to bring out here, is the not through the escaping of things. And so let's look at the gateway. This is things we want to consciously manifest, the life we've always wanted to consciously manifest. And this is wonderful, because this comes through, and I resonate so much with the Pleiades. That is something that, I know we're all star seeds, and I do believe we kind of come from different places and we have different energies. And I've always really resonated with the Pleiades, just at a very deep soul level. I don't know all about what that means for me, because again, we have that veil and we don't really know sometimes, but I know it's true for me. And so this is coming together. And we talked about that energy, connecting with others, especially people that support you, because when you come together with people that support you, a stronger link is made. And this is the energy to come together. And it's harmony in the heavens. So resolution is here. And look at all of that electricity. I mean, this is such a vibrancy. And I don't know if you've ever, I stood out in a little bit of that electrical storm, because there is something about that energy. And if you've ever known about plants and the fact that it's not even the rain, but like you can take care of a plant and it can be dying, but if you put that plant out in an electrical storm, it charges the plant. The plant has a completely different reaction. So energy is so magical. So watch for that this month. This is an incredible card. I am just loving that. I think I am going to read a little bit about that, because that has not come up for us before since I've been doing these readings. And I am very much a Pleiades person. So, oh, and so now this makes a lot of sense. This is why they wanted me to read the book. The Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters, is an open star cluster found in the northwest of the constellation Taurus. And we also have some Taurus energy. That was sixes last month, was tied to Taurus, but that is coming into this month a little bit as well. These bright blue, luminous stars are formed in the last 100 million years, are among the stars closest to Earth, and are the clusters most obvious to the naked eye. It is for this reason that they have been connected to many spiritual traditions throughout the ages. This gateway transports us to a space where we can witness the great coming together of the Pleiades. And so this is a coming together month. Each and every single star within the cluster is represented of a nation of divine beings. The Pleiadians are said to be human-like beings who honor the feminine. I'm very feminine, so that's probably why I resonate so much, and live in an advanced way that we on Earth could also experience if we were to accept and honor the holiness of the female body. If we were able to travel to the Pleiades in the third dimensional world, we would not find these beings, however, for they have not transcended the physical state and operate on a higher vibration. So, the message Pleiadian energy is about coming together in peace and in harmony. You are blessed to receive this gateway, for it is a powerful message of assurance that whatever uncomfortable energy you are experiencing right now will soon be washed away. The big cleansing's coming. The Pleiadians are beings who live in complete honor of their planets and their people. They acknowledge that in seeing and connecting with one another, they have an opportunity to see and experience the divine. They also know the consequences of disrespecting others. For it's for this reason that this is no longer possible for them. If you are being challenged by loved ones, now aim to shift the dynamics of this relationship through a loving approach. The lessons you are facing at this time is an opportunity to heal old wounds and operate from a higher state of being. Oh, what wonderful advice! Wonderful, wonderful. I'm glad I read that now. That makes so much sense for us and what we've been talking about um, in this. So again, like if people are crumbling and showing that very negative side, come at it with respect and love, and things will work out for you. So I always like to remind people how they treat you is their karma, and how you respond to them is your karma. So let's keep it on a good level this month, not falling into that trap that might be set by the universe to test us. So have a great electrical month and enjoy the intensity and the magic of it. And so, in ending this video, I say to you, dream big, big bright lights, dream big. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.